So in Tibetan we say Tashidele. Tashidele means greeting, okay? Yeah, Tashidele. Yeah, and I'm very happy. And the topic is not so difficult because I'm supposed to tell my life. Yes, yeah. I think in a way I was lucky that at least I was born in Tibet when Tibet was totally independent. I saw Tibet, which was not under Chinese rule. So I saw how Tibet was when it was totally independent from China. And then because of Chinese invasion, then we were forced to escape to Nepal. And so the life in Tibet that then was very beautiful, very beautiful. And today I miss the life in Tibet. I spent years in Tibet till I became 9 years old. And of course we had a nomad life. Nomad life means we always live in tent with yaks, sheep and goat, and then we have to shift from one place to another place in a year about 11 times. We are living in tent, okay? But then always it's like a fresh. When after about 20 days, and then we shift another place. When we see another fresh, everything's very fresh, okay? And then, we see one of the touching issue which I heard later, 1990, I heard that most of the wild animals are gone. When I was there were so many wild animals, so many, okay? And then wild animal and domestic animal, they grass together all day. And in the evening, then we have to separate. The wild animal has to stay back, and then domestic animal we have to bring to our home. And they are not afraid of us. They are really looking to us and why you are separating us? Okay, almost like so natural and so beautiful. Okay, but we have to say, oh, you have to stay back. And I have to bring all the domestic animals to home so that we have to milk and we have to feed the babies or so like this. It was so beautiful. And then so many wild animals. Why? Because we are not allowed to kill. Yeah. Of course, we eat meat, and then we also kill some of the domestic animal. And then if someone shoot wild animal, the whole village will be mad. The reason is we have no right, okay? We have no right to kill this wild animal. Why? Because we never ever serve them even a glass of water. They just survive by themselves. Grass, water, sleeping place, everything just this, they survive by themselves. And then we have no right to kill them. And because of this, we don't kill any wild animal. And the wild animals are like hundreds, okay? And they are so happy, and they don't feel afraid of us because we don't kill. Yeah. And I think now this is gone. No, this is forever gone. Now it is impossible to rebuild again. Yeah, so it's gone. And then waters, lakes are so beautiful, so clean, okay. Even the running rivers are very deep, but still we can see the stone down there because waters are not polluted. Very clean, very clean. And the running water, we can see the stones just in the very clearly. Now I think water is quite polluted. Maybe not quite, but very polluted, I think. And then we don't dig. We don't take so much of gold or minerals from the earth. We just, sometimes we get some small amount of gold, and then we cover it. And then in return, we have to bury some, like say, treasures, like sometimes amber, sometimes triquets, and then some other things we bury into the earth. Why? Because we say that earth should not exhaust it with the energy. We have to put back so that earth will maintain its energy, and which has been given to us for thousands of years. If we take excess out of our greed, and then we are destroying the nature, the energy of the nature. So even we didn't do any research, or we have no scientists, but we just know this, okay? Just we do in this way. And therefore, the whole Tibet was really peaceful, yes. Actually, I think now when we say about peaceful, I think that was really peaceful, okay? There's not much competition, almost no competition, you see. Because the competition is destroying a lot of good human qualities. Competition, okay, I wanted to win, I have to be successful. Why you? I have to be successful. And in this way, we have some sort of like a not very positive relationship between us. And and then sharing. And sharing is so important, okay? So important. We really don't know who is rich and who is poor, because we share everything. Yeah. And so I think these are all mainly coming from Buddhism, because Buddhism teaches us about compassion, teaches us about loving kindness, and then bodhicitta, six perfections, and so on. And of course, Buddhism is everything for us. Yeah, everything for us. And so when I escaped from Tibet, and we end up in Nepal, and then in Nepal, we drink water like this in the river in Kathmandu, okay? We used to drink in Tibet, okay, no problem at all. Then we drink water from the river, which is running in the middle of the Kathmandu. We drink, and then we become sick, dysentery, fever, and vomiting. And because of this, all my family members were sick. My father, mother, my brother, sister, and my grandmother. She even died during that time. And then we were just staying under the tree. No house, just under the tree. And I was the only one who was fit. I think 10 years old. Yeah. Then I have to do everything. I have to go and collect water, collect wood, and then I have to go to beg food, okay? Just please give me some food, run in the village, and then bring food, and then cook, and then collect water, wood, and everything. Of 9, 10 years old boy. I really worked very hard, okay? I really worked very hard. And then I never had any mattress under my body. Just put some red brick and put my torn out shoe, and that was my pillow for months. And then in the middle of the night, they say, oh, I need hot water. And then I have to wake up, and then I have to make fire, and then try to make water, hot water. And it went on and on, like say, months, okay? And at a time, I was so exhausted, because I have to cook, I have to search food, I have to collect water, I have to collect wood, and then I have to try to serve them, okay, all were sick and was so tired. Okay. Now this point is very important. Okay, this point is very important for everybody. And when I'm so tired and I'm almost like losing hope. Okay, now taking care of my parents, my brother, sister, and then also keeping myself alive. Almost like I'm losing hope. Now I think now I can't manage, okay? Now I think I will collapse. But then all of a sudden, maybe it is because of Buddhism. It says everything's impermanent. Everything is impermanent. Means everything is changeable. The problem I was facing was a big problem, almost quite impossible to change for a boy of 10 years old. But still, it is impermanent. And then it started singing in my ear, everything's impermanent, okay? Everything will change. The problem you are facing today will never remain with you forever. It will change. By nature, okay, it will change, okay? When they say, the problem I'm facing, it will never remain with you, it will change, it will change, it will change. Then I started gaining some energy. Oh, I should not give up. I have to serve my parents. I have to do everything what I was doing. I started getting inspired, or inside there's some energy coming in. Say, I should not give up. It is possible to change. Possible to change, okay? And then I started saying, wow, everything's impermanent, everything's possible to change. Wow, this is so beautiful. This is very important, okay? Every one of us has to keep this. Because sometimes when we face problem and we started giving up, and we are criticizing and cursing one's own self, and then they're pointing this, he did this, he did this, he did this. Actually, it is not like this, okay? Everything is changeable. Either it's a collective problem or individual problem. Anyhow, okay, these are changeable. Changeable, that is so beautiful. That means it is in our hand. You see, it's in our hand. Sometimes we take the problem so rigid and so strong, saying that, okay, this problem will eat me, or this problem will beat me, okay. I will never be able to overcome this problem. And now I started getting depressed. And this, I know I have several friends who plan to commit suicide. Actually, there's no point to commit suicide. Why? Problem is impermanent. It's possible to change. And we have so many possibilities. And I'm not alone here to solve all the problem. I have so many people around me. I don't know whether you agree or not, okay? This is my philosophy, okay? And that this is taught in Buddhism. Don't lose any hope. Go on doing, okay? And it is 100% sure that you will really be able to change, okay? And we worked. And then at a time, from Dharmsala in India, His Holiness Dalai Lama announced, okay, all the Tibetan refugee children has a chance to be admitted in a good school and can study, okay, modern subjects like science, mathematics, English, and everything, and also on top of this, our own culture, history, and the language. And then my mother decided to go to Dharmsala to put us in the school. Okay? And then we went to school. The first day when we were admitted in the school, and then we were there, and they said, you all have to take hot shower. Hot shower, okay? Hot shower, wow, okay. And we really don't know. Even we can't imagine, okay, hot shower, okay, hot shower. Oh, they give us a very good shower, hot shower. And then everyone has a cloth. We can just measure by ourselves, and then many, we can measure ourselves and wear. And then it was so smooth and so nice feeling after taking shower. And then they gave us a very nice lunch. Very, very nice lunch, okay? We never had before. Very nice lunch. And then after that they say, now this is boys' room and this is girls' room. And girls go to the girls' room and the boys go to the boys' room. We have no idea. Okay, we went to the boys' room. In the room, everyone has his own bed, clean bed sheet, pillow, and quilt. Took a nice shower, nice dinner, and then sleeping on a very clean bed with pillow and quilt, everything. It was so good, okay, so good. I'm like, it was wonderful. And again I said, okay, oh, really changed. How I experienced in Nepal, now it's really changed, totally changed, okay. Then I said, oh, I have to be very careful. Good thing can also change to very bad thing. So I have to be very careful, okay? I have to be very careful. I have to work very hard. I have to be nice to all the people around me. And start from there, okay? Start from there. I started my study, not in class, okay? I learned in the class, English, mathematics, everything I learned in the class. But I learned a lot due to this experience. Okay, I have to be very nice. I can't receive any nice things without others. I can't change everything just by myself. Impossible. Wow, others are so important. Others are so important, okay. Really, practically, I understood this, okay. Even I was like 10, 11 years old. And then since then, I worked very hard. Okay. Of course, study also, but I'm not so keen to study a lot of things, you see. I was not connecting mathematics. We learn a lot of geometries, algebra, and so many things. I was thinking, what is the use of learning this? How can I apply A plus A is equal to A square or something like that, okay? How can I apply this in the real life? And these geometries, okay, theorems we have to memorize, okay? I said, okay, now I think I don't like this. I have to learn something which is connected with us. In a way, I was quite creative also, quite creative. I don't know whether I was intelligent or not, but I was quite creative, thinking practically how I can help my family, how I can help the friends around me who are all refugee children, having a lot of problem. So how can I help? And then I did so many stupid things, okay? Why stupid thing? There were in one home about 25 children, okay? Half girl and half boy. So we used to have 14 boys. I was washing the whole uniform of the 14 boys. Every week I was washing. Just by myself, okay, washing. Dry, fold nicely, and put it there on their bed. On Monday, everything is ready. And then I polished their shoe. Why did I do this? And then cleaning room, polishing shoe and washing uniform, everything, and then fold it and putting it nicely, and then I just take care of almost all the boys. No one gave me any training. Why I was doing? I was thinking that, if we work very hard, if we work very hard, connecting with other people, other friends, and this will one day it will give a good result. Okay, this was belief taught in Buddhism. Whether they will give something back or not, it is not an issue. Okay, I have to do something good for others, and this doing good thing for others, one day it will bring good result. Okay, guaranteed. I was thinking guaranteed. But I was not so educated, but maybe it is something to do with my previous life. And then slowly I realized, okay, I was always wearing yellow and red clothes. Why? Because when I was in mother's womb, after a few days, and my mother felt a bit uneasy. And she showed to the doctor, Tibetan doctor, and that, now there's something to be removed. You have to take strong medicine. And he gave strong medicine. My mother took one dosage, okay? And then second day, very, very good village lama came. And then my mother went to hold his horse and get him down from the horse. And he looked to my mother's face, say, "Oh, Dharma." My mother's name is Dharma. "Dharma, you are pregnant. You are pregnant." And then my mother said, "No, I'm not pregnant. I'm not feeling well, and I'm taking medicine." And she even told the name of the doctor. Amji Khuda. Okay, Khuda was the name of the doctor. And this Lama said, No, don't take medicine. Stop. Don't take any medicine. Don't take any medicine. You are pregnant, okay? You are pregnant. And then he said, you will deliver a boy. You will deliver a boy. And he told a little bit about my previous life. And then he said, okay, he will become a monk. So as soon as he's born, you have to dress just yellow and red. Don't dress black, blue, green, white. Don't dress, okay? Just yellow and red. And my mother believed blindly. And then since when I was born, a baby, okay, I was wrapped in yellow and red. I never had any black, blue clothes. When I was in school, we have to use uniform, okay? Otherwise, never black, yellow and red. And he said, okay, he will become a monk. One day he will become a monk, and then he will do something. Now I don't say so much, okay? He will do something for the society. Okay, and that conditioned me because I was always in red and yellow. When children play, my role was always a lama, okay, monk. But I have to play the role of monk, okay? And then sometimes I have to play the role of lama. And then I have to bless them, okay? I put my hand on the heads of all the children there, okay? And I always sit in the most important place, okay, as a lama, you see. And then I'm doing some prayer. And then they come and they serve us tea. Of course, it's artificial tea, okay? They serve. And then I have to give some advice and in this way. And then, of course, at the age of 28, I become monk, yeah. Just 1 year before I finish my schooling. And then I become monk. And so this is very short about my life. And of course, my aim from the beginning was I really want to be a good teacher. It was just like a burning, okay? I really wanted to be a good teacher. Really, I like to be a good teacher, okay? Now, I don't know how I can make myself as a good teacher, I don't know. But I really want to be a good teacher, okay? I really want to be a good teacher. And then I studied Buddhist philosophy and Tibetan language and several years. And then after finishing eight years Buddhist philosophy studies, and then my wish to become a teacher is so strong inside. And then I went to Tibetan Children's Village, which you were introducing, Tibetan Children's Village, which is one of the best and the biggest school in Dharmsala, Tibetan school. And it was Mahatma Gandhi's birthday, 2nd of October. I went there, and they have a shortage of Tibetan language teacher. And I met one of the officials, say, if you want to apply, yes, still we have, it was like, session was started in March, but it was October, still we don't have teacher for class 11. So if you want to apply, you are most welcome. And yes, okay, then I applied. And I was automatically become teacher, okay. No training, but I become teacher, okay. And then I don't want to be trained as a teacher, still. I just taught, okay, and everything was okay. Principal was satisfied, headmaster was satisfied, and the students were happy. So then I said, oh, now I'm okay. Yeah. And then there was an announcement, okay, in the school, say that every teacher should get a teacher's training, and that they have to submit their teacher's training certificate, photocopy certificate to the office. Otherwise, I think the teacher has to resign. Okay. And then I was a bit confused, okay. Now maybe I have to resign as teacher, okay, teacher. So what shall I do? Okay, I have to go for a training. But then inside me, no, I don't want to be trained as a teacher. No, I don't like to be trained as a teacher. No. And one day, the director of this big school, who is the sister of His Holiness Dalai Lama, she was coming. And she was calling me, Geshe Pema Dorjee, Geshe Pema Dorjee is me, okay? Geshe Pema Dorjee. And then I just said, we pay a lot of respect to her. And at that time, she was taking care of about 16,000 Tibetan children. Yeah. In my school, we have about 2,500. And the one school in Ladakh, one school in South India, and there's another school in Kulu Valley. And then, so she was taking care of like 16,000 children who are mostly displaced, orphaned. The parents are inside Tibet, or like this. And she called me, say, Yala. And I said, oh, I went, okay, pay respect. And I heard, she said, I heard that you are going for teachers training. Are you? Yes, I was thinking and planning. And she said, please don't go for teachers training. She said, please don't go for teachers training. If you go for teachers training, then you will become worse. You just stay as you are, okay? And I said, if I don't have teacher's training certificate, and I have to be resigned. She said, no, you don't have to resign. If there's someone who says that you have to resign, then come to me. I will challenge. Okay, she's the big boss, okay? She was the big boss. I was a little bit convinced, okay, she will really support me. And she said, please don't go for teacher training. What you are today as a teacher, if you go to teacher's training, then you will lose a lot of your good qualities. Okay. Then I don't know what good quality I have. But of course I teach from the heart, okay, I teach very, well. And then I said, okay, that I didn't argue with her because she is very strong and highly respected by everybody. And I said, okay, then I will not go for teacher's training. Therefore, I was never trained as teachers, okay? But my whole life was teacher. Okay? And then later, I trained many teachers. Illegal. Actually, it's illegal. But I trained many teachers, okay. When I became the principal of a higher studies center in Dharmsala, which is called Sara College, I became a principal. And this lady sent 29 teachers who served as teacher for 12 years, 13 years, 9 years. And she sent all to my college to be trained as teacher. And she paid all the fee, no problem, okay? And she said, you have to train. And I myself was not training. This is so challenging. And then mind becomes so busy, okay? How can I train them, okay? Yeah. The only I know was I attended one workshop, which was conducted by a really good Jesuit father. His name was Father Matthias, T.K. Matthias. Very, very good, okay, very good. His lectures, his handout, and his explanation, examples, everything. So it just go to my mind, okay, 100%, okay, 100%. It was so good, 10 days workshop. That 10 days workshop for me was almost like checking me how good I was, what I can add more, and what I can subtract, some mistakes. And then he said, okay, you need a skill. As a teacher, you need a teaching skill. You need a teaching skill. Do you have teaching skill? Okay, do you have teaching skill? If you are a mathematics teacher, you have to have a mathematics teaching skill. You are English teacher, you have to have English teaching skill. Okay. Do you know what is the skill? And he was just making us like this, you see. Like, he was so strong and so good, okay, so strong and so good, okay. And then he said, okay, now you don't know what is really skill. And he told a story, okay. I hope I will tell the story. Is it okay? Yeah. Short story. One of the story, okay, short story. And they used to tell, okay, there was a taxi driver, who was driving taxi. And all of a sudden, and the taxi broke on the way. And he couldn't drive. And then he spent a lot of time to fix. He opened the engine, and then he couldn't find anything, and then he went under that wheel, and he worked like hours, but he couldn't fix. And at the end, he became helpless. And then he went to the workshop. And then he reported. He asked the workshop to come and repair my taxi. Then one of the men said, okay, please tell me, how did it stop? He asked few questions. Did it stop before? How did it, when it stopped, how did it, the noise, how did it? And he asked some question. And then he brings one chisel, and then hammer. One chisel and one hammer. Okay, come with me. And the taxi driver was, I worked very hard, hours. I couldn't fix. How can he fix with chisel and hammer? This is so useless, okay? But anyhow, I requested him to come. And then he went with the workshop man. And then the workshop man asked him to just start. He listened. And okay, now open the engine. And then he checked, and he hit, tak, okay? And close it, and drive. It went. It went, okay? And then taxi driver said, how much you will charge? How much you charge? Okay? And then he said, 50 rupees. And he was very angry. He was very angry. Just hitting 2 hammer, how can he charge 50 rupees? Okay? And he said, okay, you are very greedy. You are very greedy. Just hitting 2 hammer, how can you charge 50 rupees? And then this man said, okay, just come down. Don't be angry. Don't be angry. Just come down and I will explain. Okay? He explained. Okay, he explained. Hitting 2 hammer, I charge only 2 rupees. 2 rupees. And where to hit? Where to hit? How much to hit? How strong I have to hit? Okay? This I charge 48 rupees. Okay? The skill. Okay, skill. Yeah. So therefore, we all, okay, whatever we do, we need a skill. Yeah. Either teacher or shopkeeper or whatever we do, he says the skill is very important. Even we spend a lot of our energy till we get tired, but still we may not get the result. Why? Because there's a shortage of skill. The skill is so important. By hitting 2 hammer, takes a run nicely. And of course he has to think. He has to think where to hit, how much to hit. Yeah. So therefore, this was what my driving force as a teacher. Okay, I have to teach this. Now, how should I teach? How I have to start? What introduction? How I have to teach? And then even the textbook, what I use this year, I will be using next year and the next year, same textbook. But still, I have to think because students are not same. This year, all the students may be very bright. Next year, maybe there are half of the students maybe not so bright. So I need to understand and plan exactly how this will be taught and understood by the student. And that is the teacher's skill. Yeah. So I think this is enough. I think so. And if you have some questions related with my life or my teaching, a talk, or something else related to Buddhism, of course I didn't talk so much about Buddhism. If you are interested in Buddhism, please ask questions. I love your question. Then I feel that we are doing something together. And then I feel that I'm teaching. If you have to listen, I have to talk. I don't know how much is going in. Okay. Out of 100, maybe 99 or maybe 60, maybe 10, maybe I don't know. Maybe I don't know. So if you ask question, then I will know. Yeah. So, yeah.
After you left, please ask people to use the microphones so people online can hear.
Geshe, after you.
No? It's for people online.
They can hear?
Yeah.
Okay. Geshe, after you left Nepal and you went to Dharmsala to go to school,
Yeah.
and your mother brought you there,
Yeah.
how did your parents manage? How did your parents manage in Nepal because you were taking care of them? What happened to them after you, if you don't mind me asking?
Yeah, I think I made a story very short. Yeah, but we were in a handicraft center, which was started by Red Cross, Swiss Red Cross. So they started handicraft, okay? And my mother was very good in weaving apron, Tibetan women's apron. And then my father was a bit very honest, okay? His quality was honesty. When there's something issue related to honesty, my father was the example. But otherwise, he has no capability. No, he's not clever. And then his hands are not made to make something else, okay, like wood, okay. But he was very honest. So he also does some labor work. And in Nepal, it was not problem because it was in the handicraft center. Everyone gets, every week, Saturday, we get salary. So even I was not doing so much, but I get 18 rupees, 18 Nepal rupees, okay, weekly. And my father get 24 rupees. And my mother get 35 rupees, okay. My brother also get 24. The only member who doesn't get any salary was my sister. She was very small, so she doesn't. But it was very good, okay, that this was not like a business. We have to do something, but all the fundings are coming from Red Cross. But we are doing, okay, we are doing, but it was not so productive, it was not so good, but still we get salary. That was one. And when we were admitted in a school, then my parents went to road construction in Kulu Valley in India. And we were in a good school, as I explained, but they were in road construction. And I think one of the story I think I really like to tell, I used to tell this story. My father and mother, they have a tent, a small tent stitched by my mother's hand. Small tent, not big, but just fit, okay, 2-3 people, okay. In the middle, there's a fireplace. But my mother never, ever stopped lighting butter lamp in the evening. In the morning, in the evening, she light butter lamp where there's small statue of Buddha or his own photo, and then light butter lamp. Even, okay, they don't have enough money, but this he will 100% sure that he will buy. And one day, there was huge rain. And then water are coming into the tent. Water coming, rain water coming into the tent. And then my mother was very busy protecting this butter lamp. Like this butter lamp, she was protecting. And my father was a bit angry. Why this is so important? Everything is carried. And we have wooden bowl. Wooden bowls are carried by the water. And he said like this. I said, no. I have to protect the butter lamp. And then that sometimes I cry, okay. She said, butter lamp is Buddha's teaching. Buddha's teaching. And how she said, if I blow butter lamp, and the whole tent will be totally black, you will not see anything. In the same way, if the Tibetans lose Buddhist teaching, and then even we are country, I think we will be in the dark. And that was her version, okay? And then I was thinking a lot, and then when she was old, okay, I was taking care of her till she passed away at the age of 96. And we have been very, very close, okay? We play together, and then we sing. Even she was nun and I was monk. We are not allowed to sing any song, but we quietly sing song. we were naughty mother and naughty boy, son. We sing, and then I play this. This is very loose. Okay? When they get old, and this has become very loose. Then I play with her. She has to do like this, and then I play. This is like music, okay? I enjoy. Yeah, and then later they dropped this road construction, and then I asked her to make apron. And I buy thread, and of course, I'm a little bit like my thought is a little bit modern. So I design apron. On Sunday, I go to my parents, I design the apron, and then she make exactly according to my design. And her aprons are has such a huge market. As soon as she finished, sold. Yeah, because I design in the latest fashion. Yeah. And that was I think I'm quite creative. I'm also very good in Thanga painting, and I can knit, you see. I can knit socks, or sweater, and hats, or all this. No problem, I can knit, okay? I don't need any sort of teacher or like this, just I can knit, very easy. And in this way, we stayed together, supported my parents, and yeah, life was not so easy. And then when I transported my parents to the place where my school is, they were in the road construction. Then I have to bring them very far, okay? Because every winter they have to come to meet us. And whatever they earned, they have to spend everything. Okay. And then I said, road construction is possible in my school place, so I transported. But then I asked my brothers to go and collect our parents. And then when they were about to come, then they have no house. Then I went to search house. I have no money. I went to search. I found a cow shed, cow house, okay? Room, small room, and very dirty because cow dungs and all this. And I cleaned, I cleaned everything. I cleaned, and they put so many nice things inside, and I cleaned, but no door. Now I have to find a door, you see. Then I collect some tins on the road, and I collect and put it under the stone. And then on Sunday, I went to cut some branches. And then I tied with some strings, wires, and then I made a door, which makes quite a lot of noise, okay? When close, okay. When I open, okay. But at least it has door. And then I made some note, and then they can lock. And then inside I cleaned everything. And even I made an oven, because I know how to make oven with the clay. I made oven, and then small bed with the stone, and then filled with some leaves. And then another bed here for my father, one for my mother. And they put some very nice square stone as a table, because very poor, okay. The income was, my mother get only 1 rupee if she works whole day. And then my father get 1 rupee and 25 paisa. And together, 2 rupees and 25 paisa. And then by collecting this, and they have to come to meet us. Income was so minimum. I know this, and then I made all this. And then my brother brought my parents, and then I showed my room at this room. When she saw this, it was very clean, much better than staying in the tent, a small tent. And she cried. And I made an oven, nice oven, and I collected some wood and everything. And she, by seeing this, she really cried, and then hold me. Yeah. So, okay, that is part of my life. Okay, I have many stories, but I think this is enough. Yeah. Yeah. Not so useful, but quite funny. Huh? Yeah. Yeah.
I guess I had 2 questions, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
One was, I was wondering, as a teacher and being around so many children, if you have like a favorite student or a favorite story you like to tell about a student transforming, or something special that you always remember.
Yeah.
And then secondly, on Buddhism, since you're here, I thought, how do you define bodhicitta?
Oh, I see. To define bodhicitta is a little bit difficult, but now, student, I think I love naughty children. I love restless children, okay? children very polite and like this, then I started doubting them. Those who are really breaking something and then teasing someone, then I love. That has potential to make it really intelligent. So I have a lot of experience of dealing. And when I was director of a big school, I had about 2,500 children. And most of them have no parents, okay? And their parents are either inside Tibet, which they can't come to meet Dharmsala, and the children can't go. They are smuggled, okay? And then through different method, okay, they are able to reach to Dharmsala. And these stories are, at that time, these were quite hidden to me, because I can't listen stories from each children, you see. Some I know, roughly I know. And then, but a group of mountaineer, French mountaineer, who was climbing Mount Everest. And then when they were climbing, they saw on the snow, white snow, there's some black dot, okay? Black dots which are moving, fall down and then moving and then helping each other like this, okay? And then they heard about the Tibetan children escaping from Tibet because they don't want to stay under the Chinese. And they heard this story. And then they thought that, oh, this must be our Tibetan children. We heard that they are escaping from the mountain. And they stopped climbing mountain and they went down and then they met the children. And that was exactly one, I think it was one or two of them, we did amputation because it was snow burned. Yeah, it was not like pus and lot of pain, okay, lot of pain. And then there was some little bit snow blind, and I think most of them are okay. And then I was there to receive these children. And then it was very emotional because they left their parents inside Tibet, relatives or grandfather, whatever they left in. And they escaped, just forming group by themselves. They think, once if they reach to Dharmsala and there is a Solen Dalai Lama, we will be fine. We will be taken care. As when we were escaping from Nepal, he slowly started a school and we were taken care of by him. And they also have the same belief. And they came to Dharmsala, at first to Nepal, and then in Nepal we have reception center, they receive and then they bring to Dharmsala. Yeah. And so during my time, the youngest child admitted was 10 days baby. 10 days baby, okay. How can I take 10 days baby from mother? For me it was impossible, but I have to take. Why? Because this lady has 3 children in Tibet and she is not allowed to deliver 4th baby. Yeah. And then she has to do abortion. But abortion, she didn't want to do abortion. And because one thing is, reason was very good, okay. Reason was her other children know that she was pregnant. If she did abortion, and these children will say that, Mummy, you have killed one of our brother or sister. Okay. And then she don't want to hear this. And then the only alternative left is that she left 3 children with the grandmother in Tibet, and she came with pregnancy. She came to Dharmsala, and then she delivered this baby in a hospital called Delek Hospital. She delivered this baby, and after 10 days, and she brought this 10 days baby to me, because I was the director, and she said, oh, please admit this baby. And I said, how old? It's 10 days. Oh, then I said, no, I can't do this. I can't admit this baby to our school. This is too small. And then most important thing is this baby need mother's hug and breastfeeding. These are so important for the growth of this baby as a healthy boy, baby. And so therefore I can't. Okay. If you don't have money, we can give some money so that you will be able to pay the room rent and you can have nice food and so on. That I can give stipend, I can give money, but I can't admit this baby. And we had a lot of discussion. And then she was so strong, and she was become so emotional, and she faltered by herself, and baby was just there. And baby was pulled down and hurt, and baby was crying, she was crying in my office. And then my secretaries, they came and they collected the baby, and then they asked her, and then all these stories came out. Then I have to take care, I have to admit this 10 days baby. And we have baby, okay? We have baby. I think at that time we have about 29 babies. All are orphan. 29 babies. Not so young as this one. Some are like, say, 3 months or 2 months, or some are 1 year, 2 years like this. As soon as someone reached to 3.5 years, then we sent to the school. And when he shifted to the home where elder children stay. And then I took this baby and I said, and then I promised, okay, I will take care of you. I will take care of you, okay? Don't worry. And maybe everything changes, okay? Maybe one day my mother will come and meet you, but I will take care of you. And then I hold, and then inside me, I didn't say any words, but inside me I promised. And then she was relieved and she went back. Of course, they never met. And then last words, what she said was, you may think that I'm a terrible mother, but actually I'm not a terrible mother. Why? What you are doing for the orphan children, so many, like 2,500 children, what you are doing for the children, this, even I'm mother, I can't do to my baby. I can't do. Because you are dressing, medicine, everything. And then schooling. And then after finishing school, we also send to college. And then they get a job and like this, okay? And she said, we can't do this. You are doing much more than our parents can do. Therefore, we have 100% trust in you. And then you are working according to His Holiness Dalai Lama's wish. And this baby will close to His Holiness Dalai Lama. And what a lucky. Therefore, I have no hesitation to leave this 10 days baby and go back to Tibet to take care of the 3 other children who are left with their mother, grandmother, okay, their grandmother. And she said, we didn't have enough money. I have to go as fast as possible. Yeah. So that is one story. I have many, many stories, but this is one of the stories which I remember very clearly. Yes?
Give it right back to you. Geshe-la, I think you just defined bodhicitta.
I forgot definition of bodhicitta. Yeah, bodhicitta. Bodhicitta is huge, huge. And we studied bodhicitta when we were studying about Panchaparamita, okay, Panchaparamita, and I think we studied at least like 10 days, I think. And then we have to memorize the text. Root text we have to memorize. Okay, the root text of bodhicitta is Semje Pani Henryji Yangda Zobe Changju De. And then there are a few other, the definition and what is the definition. It says what is bodhicitta, and then it defines. And then there are so many types of bodhicitta. It explains, okay. The commentaries commentaries of this text, which is very short, the commentary, the explanation done by many great teachers, but one of the teacher which we rely, Indian teacher called Singhapata, Singhapata, and he said, that is the explanation, okay? That means, he says, what is bodhicitta? He says, the bodhicitta is a strong mind aiming to achieve enlightenment for the sake of all sentient beings. The definition, okay, bodhicitta is a mind which is 100% aiming to achieve enlightenment or Buddhahood for the sake of all sentient beings. Why? Okay. At present, I am not capable of solving my own problem. You see, I have to go to someone to ask on the, even just to get a job, I have to go to someone, you see. I'm not capable of even taking care of myself in the fullest way. And then how can I take so many sentient beings? Only possibility is if I achieve Buddhahood, if I achieve enlightenment mind, okay? Remove all the defilement and achieve all the good qualities, enlightenment, okay? Then only that person can fulfill the wishes of so many sentient beings. Therefore, bodhicitta is, Buddhi is the Buddha. Buddhi is the Buddha, okay? Buddha, citta is the mind. The mind which is aiming to achieve Buddhahood for the sake of all sentient beings. Okay? These definitions are very profound, okay? Very profound debate. Like, yeah. Bodhicitta, is it okay or do you need any explanation, more explanation?
No, I think other people have questions. So
Okay,
I'm going to
okay.
pass the mic.
Geshe, thank you very much for being here. Can you tell us a little bit more about your tradition from or lineage from a practice perspective? How it's different or similar to Nyingma or Kagyu schools? Is there similar teaching as Dzogchen or Mahamudra?
Yeah, it has a lot of misunderstanding, okay? Maybe misunderstanding is created deliberately, I don't know. A lot of misunderstanding. Now, how I will explain in a very simple way, to achieve Buddhahood is the goal. Either I follow Nyingma or Kagyu or Satya or Kilu, it doesn't matter, okay? Ultimate goal is to achieve enlightenment because of the bodhicitta. Yes? Everyone has to practice bodhicitta, okay? And this bodhicitta which I defined has to be followed by every sect. Yes, there's no other escape. Yeah, okay? But the example is like this, okay? Now, if there's a big mountain, okay, big mountain, and then all the four people has to reach to the top. One is climbing from the east, one climbing from the west, one climbing from the south, one climbing from the north. And the experience of the path can be different, but going up and reaching up on the top is same. The goal of achieving enlightenment is same. The method of training or practicing can be different, okay? Because teachers are different, and the mentality of the students are also different. Mentality of the teachers are different. Some teachers are very rough, some teachers are quite mild, some students are very intelligent, some are not so intelligent. Based on this, okay. But ultimately, like mountain, if climbing here will also reach here, climbing this side also will reach here, climbing is reach there. So whatever tradition we follow, Kagyu tradition, Sajja tradition, Nyingma tradition, Gelug tradition, all the traditions are unmistaken. There are so many half-baked bread, half-baked. And they are making noise, okay? But actually there's no contradiction. Yeah, yes.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, what a delightful story. Talk, talk. Yeah, you hit it twice. But
Where?
it took you, with the mechanic in the car, in the taxi.
Yeah.
And he went talk, talk.
Yeah.
That he charged.
Yeah.
Because it is skillful, it's skillful.
Yeah.
But the skill here is
Not
different than.
skill of hitting is one skill, okay?
One
Small part of skill. Have to use brain.
Exactly.
Where to hit? How much to hit? That is what I told you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And that is, and yes, just thank you so much for that, because sometimes I look outside,
Yeah.
oh, this skill, this skill, this skill, and I forget that I have a skill,
Yeah.
that I have this.
Yes, even you have skill, but you don't know how to use the skill. Possible, yeah. Yes.
Possible, but it's always possible.
Why not? Yeah. Okay.
I'm just curious why one so adverse to the teacher training.
What?
I'm just curious why you didn't want to do the teacher training, just out of curiosity.
Yeah.
And then second, at what point in your path did you realize you had the skill or you became skillful?
And I think since I told you, since when I was a student, okay, I really wanted to be a good teacher. And then I will not say, okay, without doing anything, I wanted to be a good teacher. I will never say. If I wanted to be a good teacher, on the way I have to collect the skills or knowledge or whatever. Because I really wanted to be a good teacher. And therefore, that good teacher, I have to collect so many qualities. Because of this wish, because of this strong wish to be a good teacher, and I have to collect all the things which is needed for the good teacher. Therefore, I told one story of this skill, okay, which is skill of Father Matthias, okay, told by the story. That is how I collect this. I have to be very skillful to teach, okay, and it will be easier for the students to understand, and it is much effective, and then not so much useless things doing. Some teacher making a lot of noise and working very hard, but nothing goes into the mind of the student. We are effective. Yeah, they will listen. They will listen. Yeah. So therefore, I think I'll answer you, isn't it? Are you okay or still not?
I guess it's just the strong desire that you had in wanting to be the best and collecting that knowledge.
Yeah.
You know, it's
I think the earning experience by doing is the best. Reading book is okay. Reading book is okay, intellectual knowledge or theoretical knowledge, but reading book and then practicing, and every evening, whole day teaching, every evening reflect back and check, how did I teach? Even you can ask the student, I taught this, did you understood? Is there any limitation? Is there any mistake? Is there anything which is unclear? Yeah, we can reach. That is what I stress in giving teaching. We all human beings have so much potential. So much potential. Okay, we are so equipped, even to achieve enlightenment. We are equipped. We are not doing, therefore we are not enlightened. And we are equipped to be enlightened. And then to become a good teacher, we are also equipped. We have to learn. We have to learn. And then if we are trained to learn, the learning is no problem. Very encouraging. Wow, okay, if we do it this way and it becomes like this, wow, okay, now I want to try. It goes on encouraging, inspiring. For example, like say, these days, I'm helping so many poor people, old people, handicapped, so many. But I myself have no money. Really, no money. I don't draw any salary from anywhere. I have never had a salary for more than 33 years. I think I have never had a salary. Okay. But then I have no money. But then on this planet, I'm not alone. I'm coming here and meeting Isa, and I put my problem in front of them. And they say, okay, if this costs this much money, then this we can arrange. And I don't have to have money. I have to use my brain. And this is so important, okay. We should feel that, oh, I'm born as a human being. I'm so lucky. I have so much potential to do so many good things. So well equipped, we can talk, even just by smiling, okay? So nice. And our hands are so good. It is not designed as to killing something, okay? It is designed to care. Care. And this can do a lot of good things, okay? Our brain, main thing is our brain or mind. It is so nice. And we are equipped to cultivate compassion. We are equipped to cultivate unconditional love. And we also equipped to be a wise person. Yeah. If we go on analyzing, what is this? Why it is like this? Why it is like this? Why? And we are inquiring the answer. And through this, we become more wise. And then whatever experience we earn, we should not forget, okay? If there's good experience, even you have to make a note. But I don't believe in note, okay? But if someone need to make a note, I think it is worth making note, okay? We have to remember this. Oh, in this way, at this technique, we succeeded. We were very successful. And then you will add more and more and more. And all your life experience makes you very intelligent. And there's no one who is having everything. No. Everybody learns and then become intelligent. Try not to forget, okay? Just anywhere, wherever you go, meet, talk, learn, experience. And there's always a good chance, always. We are so equipped. If we are born like a dog, then there's not much. Dogs can learn quite a lot, but it can learn same as human being. Yeah. Do you agree? Thank you.
If I could ask a question?
Yeah, please.
It's so inspiring to hear you, and thank you so much for making this happen. And one of the things that I find inspiring and also that I question about is, like, for you or for His Holiness, you have so much of a reason to be bitter and angry. You were, exiled from your country, this beautiful land, and you suffered. You and your countrymen suffered through so many traumas and so much ordeals, and it's so beautiful to see how you don't. I feel like in among people here, we're very angry. We're like, why are you doing this? We're not able to. And I guess I'm just sort of interested in how you think about, that you were able to go through all of the things that you went through, and you still have this emphasis on on happiness and
Yeah.
positivity and helping others, and you're not caught up in the sort of
Yeah.
anger that I find that I struggle with a lot.
I see.
I was very interested in that, and also when you said you're at a discussion about evil, I thought, oh, is this what they were talking about? So I'd just be interested in your thoughts about how you maintain or how you came to,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
deal with all of the
Yeah.
life experiences. without
One
being-
thing is we are very lucky that we have a good leader. Yes, we are very good leader. Okay. At the time, our exiled government has no money, and then whatever His Holiness get, it is all poured to the government to run. Corruption is far away. Okay, far away. His Holiness put whatever money he has, it's all go to run the exiled government or the school where I studied. Okay, we have home number up to home number 3. All these homes are built with the money from His Holiness Dalai Lama. And then started asking some donation from other foreign country like United States or Sweden or Switzerland. Okay, and then we get. But all the schools are first started from his money. And he's not expecting anything in return. Yes, of course, we are very lucky that we have good leader, okay? Very good leader. And then we also believe in him, like 100%, okay? And this made us, even we encounter so much problem, okay? So much problem. Now these days, now we have almost like more than half inside Tibet, still under Chinese. That we are connected. We are connected, okay? We are connected because they have so much trust in His Holiness Dalai Lama. We also trust. And we are so interconnected. Now, Chinese, they don't know how to destroy this. Yeah. And now Chinese are also listening, teaching from His Holiness Dalai Lama. Now today, the fastest growing Buddhism is China. And most of the teachings are from His Holiness Dalai Lama. They are coming to Dharmsala. Of course, it has a big risk, but they come. His Holiness positive energy, wisdom is so strong and so positive, and it has no negative. But then, of course, and the Chinese, they say Dalai Lama is very bad. Dalai Lama say they are very bad. Dalai Lama is devil. But then, on the other hand, they say that we wanted to recognize Dalai Lama's reincarnation. Where's the point? Okay. Dalai Lama is devil, okay? Terrible person. Okay? And now His Holiness is like reaching about 90, okay? Now they started saying, okay, now we wanted to recognize Dalai Lama's reincarnation. How can they recognize Dalai Lama's reincarnation? Dalai Lama is labeled by them as a devil, evil. And how can they recognize reincarnation evil? Just think, okay, if we think just sensibly, if we think, where's the point? Yeah, they are now claiming, okay, just yesterday or some days ago in the European Parliament also this was discussed. Dalai Lama's reincarnation has to be given right to the Tibetan community. No one has right to recognize Dalai Lama's reincarnation. China, they wanted to have. And they have fake Panchen Lama. Yeah. And they bring to Tibet, because Tibetans, they have to just pay respect because Chinese are there. When they came to Nepal, and then they couldn't bring further. Why? No one likes to pay respect to fake Panchen Lama. And real Panchen Lama is present. don't know. Do you make any sense? Isn't it? Yeah. Yeah. Dalai Lama is devil, and now they want to recognize the reincarnation. so mad, you see. Okay, now we don't talk so much. Yeah, yeah. Now, last question. Last.
Where do you place your awareness when you meditate?
Huh?
Where do you place your attention, your awareness when you meditate?
Uh-huh. It depends upon the type of meditation. So we have two types of meditation. In general, okay, we have two types of meditation. One is shamatha meditation, which is single point meditation. And one is the vipassana meditation, which is analytical meditation. Okay? And then shamatha meditation, then we have to choose any object, okay? Even this candle is okay. We just put this as an object and then place our mind on this candle. Just try to stay mind on this object. We can choose Buddha statue, we can choose any, like, not like black or dark green, not like this, okay? Just light, yeah. Any flower is okay, yeah. Just stay the mind on the object as long as possible. And then we have to try to do this as 9 steps, and then we have to go step by step. If you want to read a book, which is called Open Heart by Dalai Lama, okay? Open Heart by Dalai Lama, and he explains all the 9 steps, how to achieve single-pointed meditation, okay? And the analytical meditation is just to analyze. We use a lot to establish emptiness, okay? Everything, including ourselves, we are not existing independently. We are existing depending upon each other. Therefore, we have no independent existence. The empty of independent existence is called emptiness. And this is true. Today, even the quantum physics also saying this same, okay? Subject may be different, but explanation has to be same. Yeah. So therefore, analytical meditation is very important. Yeah. It should be like, say, and it can be applied, okay? Method, it can be applied to many things, okay? Politics or science or whatever. We use only on Buddhism, but it can be used for many purposes. Yeah. Analytical meditation. Yeah. And single point meditation is, I think we have to see what is the defect in our mind. Okay? Now, if I say I'm reading a book, okay? I'm reading a book, okay, like this. Then either my mind slowly, like this, not so bad as I'm showing, but, and then either this or my mind goes to some supermarket. Book is here, but mind is in the supermarket. What can we learn? Having book in front of us, mind is roaming in the supermarket or falling drowsy, lazy, sleepy, unclear. But we can learn. And these are defects of the mind. So we have to remove this laxity, which is called laxity, okay? Falling asleep or unclear is called laxity. And then mind going everywhere is called excitement. And these two defects has to be removed. That can be removed if our mind is totally focused on the object. This is in the book which is called, Open Heart, yes, Open Heart and laxity and excitement, two obstacles. If these are removed, and then your mind will be so good. If you put your mind on an object, it will stay there, like unshakable. If you want to shift your mind to some another object, it will go exactly where you shift. It will not, because it is disciplined. Yeah, yeah. Tuche, tuche.